The Russian Civil War of 1917 to 1922 wasn't just a war. It was a multi-sided, chaotic bloodbath. Under Tsar Nicholas II's incompetent leadership, Russian soldiers died by the thousands in World War I. The economy was collapsing, and the people were starving. In early 1917, the Russian people had finally had enough. They forced the Tsar from power, ending centuries of imperial rule. The provisional government took control, attempting to establish democracy in the middle of chaos. But Vladimir Lenin and his Bolsheviks had other plans. In October 1917, they seized power in a swift coup. The country split into two main factions, the Red Army of the Bolsheviks and the White Army of their opponents. Leon Trotsky built the Red Army from nothing, enforcing iron discipline. He even forced former Tsarist officers to serve, with armed guards ensuring their loyalty. Desertion was met with immediate execution. There would be no mercy in this new order. Meanwhile, Lenin unleashed Red Terror, a policy so charming that even thinking about not liking communism could get you shot. Firing squads, gulags, disappearances, the full package. Remember Tsar Nicholas II and his family? The Bolsheviks didn't want them around as rallying symbols for the whites. So in 1918, they were dragged into a basement and shot. All of them. Brutal, yes. Surprising, not even a little. By 1920, the Reds were winning. Why? Trotsky actually knew how to run an army. The Bolsheviks controlled key cities like Moscow and Petrograd. The whites were a disorganized, vodka-soaked disaster. And peasants hated the whites because they wanted to bring back landlords. Great plan. By 1922, the foreign powers had left, the white armies were collapsing, and the Bolsheviks had crushed everything in sight. Russia was now a Bolshevik state. The Soviet Union was born. But at what cost? Around 10 million people dead. The economy? Utterly destroyed. The countryside? A post-apocalyptic nightmare. Freedom? LOL. What freedom? The Bolsheviks promised power to the people, but what they meant was power to the Communist Party. Lenin had won, but he was declining fast. And waiting in the shadows, a mustachioed psychopath named Joseph Stalin. Did the Russian Civil War solve anything? Absolutely not. The Bolsheviks won, sure, but Russia was in ruins. The economy collapsed harder than a drunk Cossack falling off his horse. Industry? Shambles. Countryside? Mass graveyard. Lenin tried to fix the mess with the new economic policy. A little bit of capitalism so people wouldn't eat each other. By 1924, Lenin was dead. Stalin took over. And if you thought the Civil War was bad, just wait for the 1930s. In 10 years, Russia went from incompetent monarchy to failed democracy to brutal dictatorship. Efficient, right? Even today, the Russian Civil War remains the gold standard of everyone loses. It shaped the Soviet Union. It gave us decades of authoritarianism, and it taught the world how not to run a revolution. So yeah, that's the Russian Civil War, a historic catastrophe where nobody really won and everyone bled.